evil eye wala wo कि यार let's not jinx it. That's why the group was silent yesterday. Whole of the day.
Group as in your friends group?
Friends group. Bunch of DC fans.
Group was buzzing, the DC fans group. I have one group in which there are 20-25 DC fans that's only active during the IPL.
2025?
Yeah. The rest of the year we never talk. I don't even know half of the people over there.
His mic is on, Shivam.
But I was saying that so we are 20-25 people. I don't even know. I don't even know many people on that group, but still we are united because of DC. And we unite only once a year. Yeah. So quite a good. I had a very good night's sleep because of this season. I was very happy. And at night, during office, that doesn't sink in because just immediately after that there's another game and between all the work and all of that. Once I reached home, I watched all the reels, KL, Rahul, and every player's reels, and the celebration
What was
mood.
the reel?
Nothing is that the caption said, this man, his aura, like this cap.
He made his reel.
No. He was there. Delhi Capitals posted his reel.
Delhi, that was a Delhi reel, yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Yesterday you didn't see.
You have done 360 degrees.
No.
I saw his batting.
Yeah. So I always like that batting. If he bats like this freely, I have no problem. Then he's definitely a great
You
player.
have no problem with him because he's playing for Delhi or because of the way
because he's playing freely. If Rishabh Pant also starts playing freely, I will equally like him too.
Even though he's with a different
even though he's
franchise.
with a different franchise and he left us and went. Despite that, I'll appreciate that.
Usually hardcore fans don't like that.
No. I'm at the end of the day, I'm first a hardcore fan of the Indian cricket team.
सिर्फ एक ही नाम सुनाई देता है, India. Hello and welcome to the Dugout. Sorry, could not address you guys earlier because I'm surrounded by two Delhi Capital fans who are mighty excited with the fact that their team has won 2 out of 2. My God.
Sitting pretty.
Is it one of the best starts ever
No.
in the history?
No, 2020 was equally good.
And
When you played the final.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Years of the IPL as well. Again, people tend to forget Delhi were an outfit to reckon with, making the playoffs or semis back then as it was on a consistent basis. But things took a downturn and how. But yeah.
Sitting pretty on number 2 with a positive net run rate of 1.320 are the Delhi Capitals. But today, Dugout is not on the Delhi Capitals. Or is it?
No,
it's the other match.
It is the other match.
There's a bigger match tonight.
Bigger match. And by the way,
once you win and you're sitting there and you know that there's no game nearby for the Delhi Capitals, it's nice to watch the IPL without any stress.
No, but since we're talking about the Delhi match and I'll get to our main topic of discussion, SRH, 2 losses in a row.
How many of us had them in our top 4?
Me, I have them. I still have them.
Even I.
Both of you had? Are you wearing orange also?
Yeah.
And you want to change your mind or you're okay?
No, I'm okay. My final 4 are going to remain
But
that.
it's okay, you can change. Let's say we are sitting with 10 matches done.
Yeah, then I
can.
No.
You can change now.
At this point also SRH, I'm backing them.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
You have faith. You don't have to be because I picked them, now I will stick by them. No, you can be honest, saying that yes, I picked them, but I think now they will slip. But you are confident.
Yeah. I changed it once after the first Delhi game. I got Delhi.
But that's another thing, whether you change or not. It's not about your prediction or mine. It's not about that. We are not,
competition.
Bhavishyavani karne wale log, right? We are journalists, we are analysts. We just talk about what has happened. So when you see a team not doing well, you have the right to say that no, I don't think they can make it. This season I may have started. So my question is not about you changing a prediction. My question is, do you see Sunrisers Hyderabad making it to the top 4?
Yeah, I still do. I still feel that they have just a little bit changes here and there. I think will do the job for them. I think they just need to get in an overseas batter maybe up top and then fit in 2 spinners in the form of Rahul Chahar and who's the other spinner? Zampa. No. In place of Zampa, Rahul Chehra and Zishan Ansari. Sorry. Yeah. So you can go with yeah. So you can go in with Rahul Chehra and Zishan Ansari and get in a fast bowler. You can use that overseas slot instead of Adam Zampa, and I think things would look a little better for them.
Zishan impressed me a lot as well yesterday. 3 wickets I think he finished with, but that wicket of half I think was a real good one. So impressive stuff from him, but I'm not changing my prediction either. I think right now though the whole 300 narrative has gotten to them, especially the top two. I think they're pushing too hard at times. Just give themselves a little more time. Just ensure that you are at the crease for about 10 odd deliveries ahead, or an Abhishek stays at the crease for about 10-15 deliveries. They're giving you 30-40 runs if they play the way that they were playing last year. I think there's just a sense of urgency right now with the both of them, and a big partnership, and their campaign could be back on track. I still think they have the wherewithal. Resources aren't a problem, I think, for SRH.
I think very interestingly, like you also pointed out, that the SRH openers are trying too hard. I think that's been the case with almost all the teams till now. We talk about Rajasthan Royals. We are seeing that with Yashasvi Jaiswal. Yesterday, even Nitish Rana talked about this. He said that
Chennai opener are getting abused, that they are not trying too hard.
No, instead of Chennai being that exception.
Has already said, we are not.
They're saying every opener.
No, instead of Chennai, even Nitish Rana talked about this, that I was trying.
Mumbai?
Even Mumbai Indians for that matter, I think even they are doing that. Even Punjab are trying to do that. Punjab, even though have played just one game till now. But even Nitish Rana talked about this yesterday post-match while receiving the man of the match, that I was over trying stuff. I was trying to hit the ball too hard, and I made that change, and then things started to fall in place. And I think Jaiswal also needs to do that, and all the openers in general. I think they just need to. Abhishek Sharma has the capability. He doesn't need to do anything extra to make the team reach 300. So that's a very simple thing. It's just the narrative that's been said, and that's playing on everybody's mind.
I mean, I don't know about SRH making a not long way to go. I didn't have them in my top 4 anyway. But the one thing that I did pick up from that match, and I like Shashwat for me also, majority of the IPL games are about looking at what India can do, and I think the biggest lesson for me was, I hope Indian bowlers are watching. That's how you get a Travis Head out, like Mitch Starc did. Everyone, the Indian bowlers were told a gazillion times that that's how you get him out. If you bowl a short pitch delivery, a quick one at that, away from his body. And this is something that everyone spoke of, yet India just did not want to do it. I agree that Starc also has that ability, and maybe a lot of bowlers would not have, but at least he's showing you. And Starc, by the way, has always had the wood over head. Even in domestic cricket, if you take a look at how he bowls, and not only short pitch deliveries got him out with in-swinging Yorkers and so on and so forth. I remember seeing a lot of those footage of Starc getting head out many times. But the thing is that when I saw that, I felt really nice, because this is something that I desired from the Indian bowlers. Bowl a short pitch, quick one at him, away from his body, not really on his body where he can really pull it, but just a little bit away. He tends to fidget with that, and that's exactly with that extra bounce and pace, he got him out. So Indian bowlers, if you are listening, of course it also helps that Starc comes with being a lefty, coming over the wicket. It makes a huge difference rather than a righty coming and slanting it across. He plays it differently. But all of that put together, there are a few things you please need to pick.
Prior
and that
to
was
yesterday's innings, I think he'd only scored 3 runs of Starc in the IPL. And Starc had gotten him out, I think, on 3 occasions or 2. Whatever the 2-3 times that they played, Starc had gotten the better of him.
So see and learn.
And
he was even asked this question in the post-match. I don't remember exactly.
7 times that they've played across formats, be it domestic as well. He had him out, I think, 5 times.
So we can all learn from that. Let's utilize IPL. A lot of times IPL gets this.
I was a little more selfish though, I'll be honest. While you saw from an Indian point of view, I was only seeing things from a Delhi fan point of view, where I was like, I'm just happy that Starc is doing things that he wasn't doing at KKR. We just start the tournament brightly. He has a 5-for. He picked wickets in the first match as well. Was very good cleaning up the tail in the first match against LSG. So I was just enjoying it from that point. Until now, I hadn't seen from the Indian point of view.
No,
because I'm not concerned about the WTC this year.
No, but that's not it. Now you need
lessons for 26.
You have to find a way to get a head out, and a lot of times IPL is used by overseas players to assess the Indian conditions, and a lot of disadvantage comes to India because of that, and they get to play a lot of Indian bowlers, even young ones, and then we make it to international cricket. Everyone knows about them. Everyone has studied them because there's footage. Everything is available. So that's the flack that IPL gets. that it allows everyone else to get used to Indian conditions and they are playing well here. So the flip side to that is, let us also use opportunities when there's an Australian versus Australian and he knows the weakness of that Australian and he gets him out. So let us pick and learn from that going forward.
And like Chakravarti doesn't bowl his mystery balls, all his mystery and all to the Indian players. He saves it for the IPL. Maybe Stark also doesn't do it enough for Travis Head that he gets the bet.
But I don't know whether they save it to the IPL.
But for the way Stark is performing, I think I give a lot of credit for that to Akshar Patel also, and I'll give my reason for that. And I want to know what you think about his captaincy too in the first two games. But one thing that I really like about him is the approach, the aggressive approach that he has. First match ended, he came for the post-match press conference, for the post-match presentation, where he said that this is how it's going to be. We know that on days we will have bad days, but we are going to play like this. This is how I'm going to captain. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. Next time when he came for the toss, he talked. One thing that he talked about that I really picked up was that it's not important that you're bowling Yorkers just in the depth overs. You can even do it in the starting of the innings. And it's not written anywhere that those can be only used later on. And that was said to Mitchell Stark during the 2015 World Cup final as well, when Michael Clarke said that. So I think that thing really stuck to me, and I think Akshar Patel as a captain is being really aggressive and managing his resources really well, and that wasn't expected. I thought that he will be a good man manager, but this aggressive side of him as a captain, I think that is what I'm really liking. Your thoughts on it?
No, I agree with you. I agree. What I like about Akshar Patel is that he's quite a chill guy. And he doesn't, and it usually happens if you're a chill guy, you don't take too much pressure, it percolates down to the rest of the team. So I'm liking his approach. It's okay, express yourself. He's giving everyone the freedom to play like they want to play. And so that is what I'm liking. It'll be interesting. See, they've had a good start. I would like to see, the real test is not so much when the team is failing, but when you start getting pressure from the top as well, like from the management, ownership, whatever. Listen, we expected you to make it to the playoffs, now you are struggling, you cannot. Let's see how he handles. But I think the kind of person that he is and what I hear, by the way, I must tell you another thing about Akshar Patel. I've spoken to a lot of people within teams and everyone always has the highest praise for him, saying he's such a nice guy. I'm talking about not on field, off field. Very nice guy, very respectful, always a chill guy, and gives like respects to senior and all of that. And these are things that you notice, right? No arrogance, even though he's now become a regular member of the Indian team. No arrogance, zero arrogance, very down to earth, very, Rohit Sharma like in terms of his attitude.
Chilled out approach.
Very chilled out. Okay.
At this point, we should do touchwood once because the season has just started.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
The little times that it was very recent, I was talking to somebody about superstitions and all. Yeah, not in life in general, whatever, maybe not even for professional purposes or big things in life and all, but I think the one time I'm a little superstitious is when it comes to sport. That's what it does.
That's what IPL does, at least.
I think that's what sport does to you. I still remember watching that famous Melbourne innings, entire Indian innings on, I was just standing the whole time. The things weren't working out, it still started to work out, keep standing, whatever it may be.
Okay, what is the topic of discussion today? Is MS Dhoni standing? Khada hu aaj bhi wahi. That's why.
That he is. He's still standing.
How did that song come about? Like, what was the connection? It became viral, na?
2023 final loss. So it basically cuts to the 2019 semi-final, 2017 final. So it's basically the same feeling being repeated again and again, getting out in the knockouts.
But how did MS come into the picture, na?
MS
के ऊपर ही चलता था गाना ना.
No.
Starting point of it was after you lost
MS
in the
19th I didn't see it.
That we're still there, we're waiting with the lyrics.
MS is the other song, Bole Jo, that one.
Bole Jo Koyal.
Yeah, that is associated.
That too was it said something and then they came out with this
ad na.
Yeah, advertisement as well. But that happened later.
No, I think that
अच्छा 2019 or not? I don't know. His trends. I don't know. Anyway, is he still खड़ा है आज भी वहीं? He is खड़ा है.
See, he's standing, but the question is he standing tall enough? That's the question that he's surrounded by right now. It's high time you start asking these questions because.
But how many times last 3 dugouts you've been speaking about MS Dhoni?
Startling numbers that are now coming to the fore, and the form of Chennai Super Kings isn't covering anything in glory right now for them right now. Even their former captain, the man who's taken them to 5 titles, it's a bit of a it's a bit sad that you're talking these things about MS. In my view, I think his legacy does get a bit tarnished because of all of this, because this whole conversation around him is happening not for the first season or for the first time this season, also for that matter, happening too often now, and now these are just shocking numbers when you look at it.
What is shocking about these numbers? You have come up with these numbers.
Yeah, if you just have a look at these numbers,
please
now
explain
in terms of what MS has done in successful chases for his franchise since the year 2023, he's managed to be part of 3 innings. He scored only 3 runs, 9 balls that he faced, but no boundaries in that. That is when Chennai Super Kings have won. That's been Mahendra Singh Dhoni's contribution since 23. But the times that he's scoring runs and he's hitting those boundaries as well, as was the case against RCB the other day, as was the case against the Rajasthan Royals yesterday, he's getting all those runs when his team isn't winning. So either it tells me that MS is coming in situations where it's a lost cause, as was the case in that RCB match. The match was long gone out of your grasp, and then MS came, cleared the boundary. None of those runs made a difference besides making it to this stat. None of those runs really mattered. But when the situation was there, when things again, peak MS Dhoni or MS Dhoni is there to have a certain role and is believed to be there to just perform that particular role of taking his team past the finish line with 20 runs left, you expect him to do that. And yesterday wasn't the only situation. I think the last time you saw that happen was 2022 when he cleared, and this is what you want from Mahendra Singh Dhoni when they were playing.
Please keep showing these numbers,
Mumbai.
Shivam, because there are lots of numbers people won't understand. Keep them on the screen. Okay.
All right, but again, I'm just going to taking you guys back to Navi Mumbai when Mumbai were playing against Chennai. Jaydev Unadkat was bowling to MS Dhoni. You need about 16-20, I think, again of the last over. MS dealt only in boundaries and got you all those runs. Now, if it's not happening and these numbers tell you a story, you're into the 3rd season since that time. There are question marks that should be asked, because not that CSK are doing well or have done well over the last couple of seasons.
It was a sinking feeling for me. I felt genuinely, I was really sad about whatever is happening now, and for the very first time yesterday I felt that maybe the powers of MS Dhoni are depleting a bit for the first time in so many years, because I personally thought yesterday that it was a tailor-made situation for MS Dhoni. I think on 9 out of 10 occasions, it should have finished that game from a situation where when he came into bat, when it was 20 of the last over, you got a wide 19 of 6. I think from there, it was a tailor-made, absolutely platform was set for MS Dhoni. Firstly, whatever criticism came CSK's ways last time around, if they would have won yesterday, MS would have finished, everything would have been forgotten about, and things would have again, this campaign for the Chennai Super Kings would have, would have really moved ahead from there. But yesterday when that did not happen, I personally, because everybody upstairs was of the opinion that it's not going to be CSK, I alone felt that maybe this is the tailor-made.
Can I interject once more here, please? Shashwat was again, almost in the midst of a bet and had to...
No, not hair or anything this time. A very small bet though. But anyways, I felt that was something that I felt really... I felt it that this maybe could be very well be the end for MS Dhoni.
End for MS Dhoni.
Yeah, because those powers...
Okay, first let me address the numbers, and these are the numbers that Harshit was talking about, and he feels worried. In fact, I don't know how all of you who are watching us see these numbers. Are a bit complicated, but just to break it down, what it's telling you that in the times that, and this is since IPL 2023, so these are just the latest numbers that we are seeing. So effectively 2.5 seasons, not even 2.25 season is what you're looking at. So what it is telling you is that in victories from 2023 onwards, MS has hardly contributed. So 3 innings, he's got 3 runs out of the 9 balls.
Can I just
and
add
in losses, just one second, let me just finish. In losses, what it's telling you is that in 6 innings, he has scored 166 runs and he's hit a lot of sixes. So what trying to say is that whenever he's spending a lot more time on the crease, his efforts are really not materializing into a victory. And every time they have won, they've had minimal contribution from MS Dhoni's bat. This begs the question, does CSK really need an MS Dhoni? That's what this graphic is suggesting to a lot of people. Okay, before I come up with my opinion, yes, Harshit.
Yeah, I was just saying with regards to these numbers. So CSK won 18 times in this window, and in these 18 wins, 3 runs has been MS's contribution, which I think is just a sad. It's a sad state of affairs that we're now looking at, and it hurts me as an MS fan. I must admit, no matter what jersey he wears, I am a fan of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, but right now, I think the team is suffering a little more than it should be. If MS Dhoni is not the captain right now, he's not taking those shots. We talked about it, that the baton has probably well and truly been transferred to RUTURAJ. And then when I see changing narratives around his availability for the side as well, we got another version from Stephen Fleming yesterday, in which he then suggests that it is MS who judges the situation, he gauges what the situation is like, and then he decides when he goes out to bat. Stephen Fleming also says that today was a situation which was well balanced.
We'll come to this thing earlier. Let us finish with the stats. Shivam, I've not spoken on the stats, okay? Yeah.
So when you look at that, when you look at these numbers and you hear about these situations that MS is not fit, he's taking his own calls in terms of when he's going to be coming out to bat.
No, I'll get to his fitness later. Let's just address these numbers.
Both those situations clubbed together, both these aspects.
No, the reasons behind it we'll address later. Right now, I just want to see these numbers. These numbers are telling you that he's not contributing, right? So I will address why he does not come, what is the reason, all of that a little later. Right now, I want to address these numbers. So what is it that these numbers are telling you?
These numbers tell me that MS isn't doing what he should be doing where he's batting.
Okay.
That's all.
So when I saw these numbers, and truth be told, I didn't know, whether these numbers are used to show his failure or success. But to me, quite honestly, these numbers are telling a very different story. And that's exactly what I spoke to you earlier as well. What this tells me is that on the days that, see now, those are 3 innings that he's been part of in terms of wins, and even though he scored just 3 runs and he spent 9 balls, it is telling me that on most occasions when they've won, there has been no need for him to accelerate or do anything. He's probably come into a situation where the game is done and dusted, and he's just come out to bat at a certain time. As we said, that fans want to see him, and there is no fear as such, right? So there's nothing to worry for me when I look at the wins number, because had it been, let's say, he's come in losing causes and he's wasted 9 deliveries and just got 3 runs, that would worry me, that he's coming and making the team lose. Right now, when he's coming, they're pretty much cruising.
I'm not saying that he's making the team lose.
No, I'm just talking about the wins right now.
Yeah. But fair point.
Yeah.
When you come here, and there can be these situations, batter coming at number 6, number 7, you're only touching distance away, and maybe you don't even come on strike. Simple as that. 1, 2 here and there, you're just at the other. So that's one part of the story. What do you make of the second part?
Yeah, that's what. So in wins, it's not a worry at all. I think the match is done. In losses, what it's telling me, once again, that he's got in 80 balls, 166 runs. I'm looking at that strike rate, right? That is a 200 plus strike rate there. Okay. So what it tells me is that his strike rate is also not an issue. More often than not, he's coming into a situation where the game is done and dusted. I'll get to what MS is telling, but right now these stats in the losses are not bothering me, because he's gotten, these many runs at that strike rate. So probably the time that he's come out to bat, more often than not, you've needed a strike rate of above 200, okay, which is a very rare thing. So again, it's telling me not to worry. So these numbers are not scaring me. And once I saw the game yesterday, I already thought of, I spent time thinking whether MS's powers are waning or not. And I did have a thought about it. And I'm happy to see that these stats support that thought. So I've just seen this thought.
The powers are intact?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to say. And I thought of putting a tweet out at that time, but I skipped my mind. For me, MS the batter, his powers are not, to me, remain the same. What they have been there for the last 8-10 years. Okay, MS the wicket keeper, as you can see, because that is pretty naked to the eye, he can do it. MS the batter, see, MS the batter always had problems against spinners. He still has problems against spinner. MS the batter can tonk fast bowlers. I think he still can do it with that much ability. The issue is with his batting position, and we can debate. I disagree with that, and I think he should take more responsibility. Like in the game yesterday, I thought he came at the right time. That is the role that I would want him to see, rather than coming after Ravichandran Ashwin. He came at the right time yesterday, and he should have. My thing is, why I say his powers are not waning. We see, because of what you expect out of MS Dhoni. The fact of the matter is, he's performing a finisher's role, and a finisher fails more often than he succeeds. All finishers do. You take out any finisher, take a Rinku Singh or whatever, we celebrate the times that he's won us the match, and we consider him as one of the great finishers. But the thing is, he would have failed more times that he's won. Or Andre Russell, right, who's another very good finisher. He's failed more times than he succeeded. And I think MS is no different. MS batting powers are still the same, as you would have seen even in the practice games and things like that. He can still hit the helicopter shot. He can still hit fast bowlers and no matter how fast they are, he can still hit them for big sixes. When he was batting, I was not worried that a Jofra Archer's pace will trouble him. I don't think so. I think he can still tonk the ball. The thing is that we are gauging every time he comes out and he's in that situation. See, he doesn't come in that situation very often. Either the game is, pretty much won, then he's coming, or a lot of times they win the game and he's not even coming out to bat because he's pushing himself down the batting order. So he's not only needed to bat. Now come those games where he comes out to bat, required run rate is higher and he needs to perform. Those games will always be 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4. That's a success rate that most finishers will have. Not just MS Dhoni, most finishers will have. So I would be worried if MS Dhoni was unable to touch 200 strike rate at a consistent basis. That game that they lost, also he touched about a 200 strike rate. The fact is he came very low. He should have come higher. The game yesterday, he was at a 150, and that is a rare failure for any finisher. I think his power as a batter is not an issue. His batting position is an issue. I do not understand why he keeps coming lower down the order, but I think he will also win you games as a finisher as much as he could do 8-10 years ago. I think he will do it even now. The thing is, he will fail more often than he succeeds. The thing with MS is we can't accept MS failing. That's the expectations we have from them. We'll be okay for Rinku fails. Out of 5, if he fails in 3 or fails in 4 and succeeds in 1, we'll be okay because you look at a finisher like that. With MS, we don't. With MS, every time he comes out to bat, we expect him to win. So I think his powers are the same. Yes, do you want a better finisher? There could be a better finisher in the market. You could go with that. That's another debate. That no, I think that maybe next auction we will need to get a better finisher who can do a job. That's fine. Maybe that finisher will be slightly more consistent. But I'm only measuring MS from MS, comparing apples to apples. And I think MS is exactly now that he was a few years ago. Now also you get him to play 5 games like this, given the same situation, he'll win you 2 out of those 5. 3 he will fail, but that's the nature of the job. That's the nature of a finisher.
I mostly agree with all of the things that you said, and I think I had the same thought process as well. Yesterday here also there was too much criticism about the fact that MS Dhoni took the game really deep, whereas when I think even you said he should have attacked the Theekshana in the 18th
forget
over.
what happened
No, but what I'm trying to get to is that I thought that was the right approach, because I also think that Dhoni backs himself to score those 20 runs in the final over, and I think that's also, in that sense, that's why until yesterday I was also thinking that he can really do that. But the only problem that I see from here is that firstly contribution and wins haven't been that much, and most of the contributions have come in the losses. Those 34 runs that we are talking about, at that time the game was so far away from the Chennai Super Kings that Krunal Pandya also wasn't bowling in full tilt in that sense. Too many short balls, loose balls as well.
That you can't take it. See, whatever he was doing,
I agree he was scored.
But I agree he came late. That's why the game was.
But yesterday the only thing was that I think the platform was so set, and we know MS Dhoni likes to bounce back from situations, and yesterday was a tailor-made thing. He should have finished the game because he had taken it so deep. And the other thing is that when you have an MS Dhoni and he's there for such a specific role, the role is so specific that on occasions when you need him to come a little ahead of other batters because the situation demands, he cannot do that because of whatever reasons that are.
There should be no reason. He should be able to do it.
But even if that
we'll get to the reason. reasons later. But he should be able to do
he should be able to do that. But if he's not doing that and his role is so specific, then I expect him to make that you just said that he'll win 2 out of the 5 games. Then I expect those to be at least 3 to 4 games out of the 5 to win
that
them,
can't
because
happen.
the role is so
Shashwat,
specific.
There is
I
no
agree that
batter
can't
in the
happen.
world who can do it.
But then
no batter in the world can do it.
Nobody.
So how
but then
can he
in the
do
previous game he should have come up, because then the role is
That
so
I agree.
specific. Yeah.
But that I agree.
Yeah,
He should have. I agree with you that
But
if
as
he
a
is
batter,
the
even I feel powers
but
haven't.
that's what I'm saying. That the issue is with his batting position. Completely agree that he should not be pushing himself down, because I still think that he has a better chance of doing it than all the other guys that are there in the batting lineup. He is a specified guy who I still think can win you games, and I think his batting powers remain the same. He'll still tonk you. See what we're forgetting yesterday. I don't think he was delaying. The issue was that if you go to those last 2 overs, they should have done it. At that situation, it's done many times. I think the last 2 overs were bowled brilliantly. See, that is another thing.
My point being,
See, but everyone will go through this.
Now, you look at yesterday's match. Let's also talk about the 2023 edition, in which again it was the same situation. Again, it was a Sandeep who was bowling at MS. Remember, he bowls the first 2 balls as wides, then he gets stomped for 2 sixes, but gets him out of the 3rd delivery as well, and RR still managed to win. We saw the same script happen yesterday.
No, Harshit, that game, they needed 22 or something.
20, it was exactly the same.
No,
It
but
was more than 20 that
there
time.
was more than
23, 4
They
something.
21.
Yes, and
yesterday was 20 runs.
Yes, so what is the point? They ended up making 19, I think, in that game. They lost by 1 or 2 runs. Sandeep Sharma, I think he conceded that game. You can check that game. He conceded about 20 runs in that final over. Now, if you're going to be above 20 and the bowler concede, I don't see that as a success by Sandeep Sharma. He was defending 22 runs and conceded 20. That is going for a hell lot of overs. Yesterday, outstanding, where he is defending 20 and he ends up conceding 14. Okay, that is brilliant.
He gets MS out in the first delivery.
And he gets MS out again. But my point is exactly that. The batter who is a finisher will fail.
Yeah.
More often than not, he will fail. See, again, it's about ifs and buts for a finisher. Had that ball, Hetmar not taken a brilliant catch, who knows where the game could have gone. Had he hit a 6. But those ifs and buts will finish with every finisher. He will fail. But the thing is, in MS's case, every time he goes, we expect him to be a Superman to finish. He cannot do it. He will fail more than he will succeed. Every finisher that you can think of will fail more than you can succeed. The credit yesterday must go to Sandeep. I think he was outstanding in the way he bowled. And why can't we accept the fact that there will be days where the bowler will trump the batter? And I think Sandeep Sharma did that yesterday. It will happen to any great finisher. If you ask me, if I was making a team, I'm captain, I'll take MS Dhoni as a finisher with these sort of powers. I think he still has it. Just that he will fail. The only thing I will not allow him to do is decide his batting position.
That's the only reason.
So when I say that, for me, MS's powers have waned or are on the way, it's a accumulation of a couple of things.
But that's not his powers, no batting position.
I know.
That is not. Unless you are ready to buy the excuse that his knees or whatever.
Ultimately, I need a match winner in all the 11 players and now 12, because impact, that all the 12 players that make it to the team sheet. I cannot be making exceptions. The only exception with that supercomputer that he has fed in his head was, and we were totally okay with CSK being that franchise. For far too long we said that okay, if MS is not performing, it's 10 players with a captain. That's what CSK's identity had also become for a few years. But nobody questioned that because it was a winning combination. He won that year with the Tushar Deshpande and a very inexperienced side as well.
And Raidu, Rahane, who all he had.
Shivam Dube's career was put back on track. Shardul Thakur's career was put, but now that is not there. That's not the case with MS anymore. Now he is not going to be getting the best out of these players. Yes, he's around, but he's no longer the captain. So I doubt if those contributions from other players and that above par performance that we've seen, where careers have been revived going to CSK, with MS's role now being a little subdued, I don't know if that environment is there, and he's not taking those calls on the field as well, which we've criticized him.
What has MS got to do with others stepping up or not?
Resource management.
No, he's not the captain anymore. That's not his job.
Exactly.
Simple.
So that's not happening on the field as well. 15-20 runs, MS would just with his changes, field sets, see field setting and all, he will bring all those things. Now on top of that, so that is not happening.
So you're not playing him because of that reason as well.
He is batting too low.
Not just the bat.
So
I was ready to take MS Dhoni in my team despite him not being captain, despite him not coming up the order. I would happily take him for the last 15 balls as well. But the only thing over there is that if he's not coming up the order and the role is so specific, I'll want him to have more good days as compared to bad days.
No, that can't happen,
But
Shashwat.
then- but
There will
he's
be
not
more.
then up the order he has to
So the
run.
thing is, I would now, if I'm captain, I will take MS Dhoni in my
Yeah.
11. Now, why will I take him? Because I need match winners, right? So I am going to be taking the match winners in my team. For me, is MS Dhoni a match winner right now? Yes, he is. Both as a wicket keeper, so I'm just looking at his utility if I'm the captain. I think as a wicket keeper, he's the best in the business, so I'm taking him for that. Now I need him as a batter, so I'm taking him as a batter as well. As I think he's still best in the business when it comes to finishing anything.
Yeah, same, plus one.
So for that, I'm taking him. The only thing, as I said, I will not do is allow him to decide where to bat. That is the only thing that is creating a problem. Otherwise, MS Dhoni. So now, when it comes to captaincy, was his contribution only as a captain? I don't think so.
No, I think even I'll
As
take
a
him as a
wicket-keeper
batter.
I'll take him. It's his decision. Not to be captain. Somebody else can be captain. Just get him to bat. Get him to face those many balls. That as a captain, you decide.
I
now.
think even I'll be ready for that.
There is something terribly wrong with the franchise. And if the coach is coming and saying that MS judges when he'll come up to bat, then sorry boss, he's not above the think tank.
No,
player
he's
can
not.
decide.
He's not. See,
I am very
show us what he's saying. No,
that
that I agree. Let's quickly see what he said just now. Fleming on MSD. He says MSD is managing his body, especially his knees, and can't bat 10 overs at full pace. He assesses game situation, contributing when needed, and relying on others when possible. So I understand that. Basically, what this entire thing is saying, that he's trying to manage his workload as a batter. And his knee, we knew, went through an operation. My only counter to that is, nobody wants him to bat 10 overs, no? That's the other thing. I don't think he's needed to bat 10 overs, and I agree that he needs to bat according to match situation. So let him come out and bat when he can make a contribution. I think yesterday's match was a perfect example of where he should be coming.
There was a little bit of a problem with that as well. I felt that there was at least one opportunity in which there could have been a double taken, but wasn't taken.
No, but see, again, that's what I'm trying to say.
That comes down to the conversion rate.
If you're going to be very selective, only 6 runs were scored in the 18th over that Tikshna bowled. There was no initiative from Dhoni. Again, that weakness to spin, agreed. From Jadeja as well, there was a lack of initiative. Now, when you needed 15 and over in a chase, that to last 3, you needed 45 over the last 3, and you conceded 6 you only scored 6 in the 18th over. You firstly made the task bigger for you, and now you're expecting that no spinner bowls and all. Okay, there was an.
But that was the calculation that he did there.
Calculation. Okay,
Yeah.
I've done all of that.
Yeah.
On top of that, I cannot be having situation where I'm not taking doubles also.
That is part of the calculation,
If
na.
I'm being so tactical, then it's not like I'm going to reserve the best
No.
out of me for best out of myself for the 19th and 20th, which is what Pacers will be bowling, and I won't be able to convert ones into twos.
No, but that is also
the
because
same player that had a problem with strike rotation as well, right?
he wanted.
His basis when he came as a captain to the Indian team was that there are certain fielders that are allowing strike rotation to happen and pressure gets released. We've seen
But
all
he's
that.
not the fielder. No, his
No,
problem
and that's
was that
not the
those
thing.
fielders.
Yeah. That's
he's the
getting
wicket
personal.
keeper. He's
Yeah,
covering
yeah,
it
yeah.
up.
I'm extending the same logic as a batter. As a batter, especially in a chase, once getting converted into twos makes a hell lot of
Valid
difference.
point.
No, but if
Valid
the
point.
spinner is bowling and he knows that he can't tackle them, and if there's a Jadeja who can tackle them better, he would want to give the strike to Jadeja, and I'm taking that in calculation
I'm
itself.
saying if there is an opportunity of making a 1 into a 2, if that's also not happening, if I don't have agile legs, and I'm then
That I can agree. I've agreed that you need to, but I'm saying that in the larger scheme of things, if you have a batter like this with big 6 and 4 hitting ability, I think you can compensate for that. These things will come up through the innings or the middle overs or start where you really need it, and I think that's precisely the reason why he's not coming. I don't also buy this knee thing. I think he can manage the workload better. Again, you're not expecting him to bat 10 overs. Most of the time, if he's a finisher, he'll be required at best 4 overs or 5 overs. That's at best. And I think for a man who's doing wicket keeping where he needs to bend so many times for a spinner, that I think takes more load on his knee than anything else. If he can manage that, I'm sure he can manage the batting, and he's showing no signs of any pain as such when he's batting, right? Or his six hitting abilities, and he can take those singles. So I think he has everything that is needed to be a good finisher. But as I'm saying, because it's MS Dhoni, and we expect him to win every game, won't happen with any finisher, the greatest of the finishers. But the problem also with MS is, that's why I'm saying, all the problems with Chennai, because they are losing, we're talking about it, have been now, because he's the biggest name, he gets all the plaudits, he'll get the big brats, I agree. But the biggest problems with Chennai at the moment is their top order. Exactly. They are not getting, so if you're going to have the starts that they're having, if they're going to have an issue like that with it, still no excuse that MS shouldn't have finished the game. I think they came very close. At the end, they were one hit away, right? Yeah. They were one hit away from that. Had that, again, as I said, had that catch not been taken by Hetmeyer and that went for a boundary or whatever, who knows, it's a different game. But again, no excuses. This is what a team is. On the day, Rajasthan were better and CSK were found wanting. But CSK needs to sort out its top order problem, which is why there is, hell lot of a reliant on why MS. I'm not taking the blame away from MS. You will get a situation like this, we have to finish. It was not an impossible task. You have to finish these situations. But for CSK, when you're thinking in the future, your finisher is not the biggest problem. Your problem is your top order. You fix that with this finishing team, you'll do much better.
You need to acknowledge, whether you're a CSK fan or not, that there are plenty of problems right now. One of them is this whole MS situation also.
Only his batting order.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only his batting order.
He was still hitting sixes at will. Yesterday he hit sixes
I have a
at
question about his batting order. Can we see this is what Michael Vaughan has said on RUTURAJ, or basically on MS. He said it's the job of captain and the coach to decide who bats. They need to tell MS Dhoni his batting position. Basically saying that, MS cannot be the one deciding, captain and the coach, and I completely agree with you. My question to the two of you is, do you think the coach and the captain are reluctant to tell where MS should bat?
We had this dugout over the weekend as well, and I thought I'll just tell you exactly what I think about this situation. I feel that I am not ready to buy that this discussion hasn't been done in the dressing room or in the
Chennai discussion. Can they tell him?
Yeah, this discussion of where MS can bat, where he can't bat. I'm pretty sure that both the management, including the captain, the coach, and MS Dhoni, I think, would be on the same page about this. The only thing is that,
are you sure that there can be disagreements?
No. The only thing is, they can't be by disagreeing. You're meaning that maybe Steve Fleming wants Dhoni to come up the order and Dhoni isn't doing that. I don't think that.
Why can't that happen?
Even if that's happening, I think there is still a mutual consensus. Maybe one party is not totally inclined towards something, the other is more inclined towards something, but I think they're still on a common consensus. And why I feel that, because this duo has been working together for now 16 years or maybe 18 years.
Doesn't matter how long. My point is, do they have the authority to tell MS where to bat?
I feel so. I think the only thing here would be that maybe MS Dhoni would have wanted to let go of the franchise as a player and go in the dugout. The franchise would have realized that maybe because that transition hasn't happened with the Chennai Super Kings like it has happened with the Mumbai Indians or like it's happening with the RCB right now. That hasn't happened, and still RCB has those 3-4 years before Virat Kohli says goodbye at least. Mumbai Indians already next star is ready for them in Hardik Pandya. With Chennai Super Kings, they don't have that time, and there is nobody else ready apart from Dhoni.
What you're saying is they're compromising then.
Yeah, exactly. I think MS Dhoni would have mentioned this, I cannot be batting these.
Then that is not, if you feel they are compromising because they have nobody else to make the transition, so they are allowing him to bat.
Yeah.
So then that means they don't have the authority to tell him.
No, they are not allowing him to bat. I think he would have said that I cannot do more than this. I'm ready to even.
That I do. If that is the case, I do not agree with this approach. Because in an IPL team where there is, I don't think that having MS Dhoni in your team is a compromise.
No, it isn't.
But you are saying that because they've not been able to make a transition, they have not found anybody, so now he's allowed to bat where he is.
Because he has no other option. He has conveyed it to the management, and the management does not want to let him go. I'm just taking this because of this press conference that he gave before this. He said that the franchise would make me play on the wheelchair as well. That sort of, in a way, indicated to me that it's the franchise who wants MS Dhoni more than MS Dhoni needing Chennai.
Sure, but then you cannot do it as a compromise. No, that's what I'm trying to say.
But maybe that's the case.
No, then it should not be the case.
Ideally should not be.
No, so you have to make up your mind. One, if it is a compromise, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You think MS is still the best finisher that there is, and then why? How? It's not a compromise. Compromise would be that you're taking a substandard player and playing him because you have no replacement, as you're saying.
Compromise is in the terms of his batting order.
No, but that's exactly what my point is, that if he is a match winner, whatever he is, then it is the captain or the coach to decide. Now he's not doing them a favor that, oh, we have not been able to find anyone, so you come and play in the wheelchair, or the team is saying come in the wheelchair. Then you can't. I'm sorry, if this is what it is, I don't know what the real story is, or you also don't know what the real story is. That is an assumption. But if it is indeed like that, then I'm sorry, then it will hurt your team.
No, but would you take MS Dhoni in your team if this is the condition where he says that I cannot play more than these number? But the Chennai Super Kings maybe is doing this, and the reason for that could be that they've seen an MS Dhoni who has not contributed with the bat for a long time, and still the team has won.
No, but that's because, as I said, you will barely remember that. See, you gotta see it in a way. MS is such a big name, you get excited. Most of the games he's come out when the game is done, because he bats at majority of your games are decided upar se only. Okay, very few games go down to the wire. In those few occasions that you go down to the wire, the chances of you succeeding are less than the chances of you failing. So there'll be more times you'll fail every finisher and less time you'll succeed. That's why when you look at various examples, you'll say, oh, this time only he helped, those many times he failed. It'll happen with most finishers. At least that's what I feel. If I am the team management, as I said earlier, I maintain that for me, MS Dhoni is not a burden. I think MS Dhoni, the keeper, is top notch. I think MS Dhoni, the finisher, is also top notch. First thing is that. But if now you tell me that, okay, fine, MS, what he is now, if I'm the captain, do I want him in the team? I'm only going to look at him as an asset. Do I want him in the team? Answer is yes, I want him in the team. But now you tell me, okay, we are giving you him in the team, but it comes with a condition that he will decide where to bat. Do you still want him? If I'm the captain, I'm not taking him. I'm not taking
That's,
him.
yeah,
because then I can't use the ability that he has. If he is a finisher, which I still think he is, if he's a great wicket keeper, but if I'm not being able to use that ability in the way that I think is best suited to the team, then I don't want him. Why MS Dhoni? If you had given me an Andre Russell also, who's a good finisher, or a Rinku Singh, or whoever you can think of, some good finishers, Ashutosh Sharma or whatever, and you tell me, okay, do you want an Ashutosh Sharma? I said I will. But now he will decide when he will come out to bat. No, I don't want him, because he may decide to come when there are only 6 balls remaining, but by that time it's too late, or 8 balls remaining. I will send him when there are 18 balls or 20 balls or 30 balls remaining, because I think he can do it. I
personally consider MS Dhoni even now as one of the best finishers, and that's why at the very beginning also I mentioned this, that why I was a little upset yesterday, and why I feel that yesterday I felt that it was the end of the game, because I was ready to take MS Dhoni in my team despite knowing that he might not come at a batting position which is more suited. I'm okay with giving him this very specific role, where if the game goes down to the wire and the situation is something like this, when you need a run rate of over 12, you need a run rate of 15, at that point you send MS Dhoni. I am ready to take MS Dhoni with that condition as well in my team. That's how highly I feel MS Dhoni should be rated as a finisher. But on when that is the situation, he should be winning. He should be winning more games than losing me, because the role is so specific.
What happened? No, tell me.
Yeah, but because the role is so specific.
Please tell me which finisher does that. Oh. Thank you. Khushi is here.
Some sweets. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you. This Khushi has got for Eid. Shazia has said. Acha. Khushi is.
I'm just serving.
Yeah, she's serving. Thank you.
Especially on the Eid.
Oh.
Give you guys Eid.
She should have come.
Big honor that she always is. Yeah, she was around. I heard.
Chalo,
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
You have left the dabba here?
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah.
Wishing everyone else, whoever is watching,
Happy Eid.
a happy
Eid Mubarak.
We have Shazia in our team who's celebrating Eid today, so she gave us. We had forgotten actually to wish people.
It was very noble of her to, especially come down on a day where she should be with family, friends, whatever.
She came to office.
Came to office and especially left a box for the sports today team.
Wow.
So
there you go.
She mentioned that the Dabba is sports today.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rang her up, told her this is extremely nice of you.
I'll also do that after this now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's turn our attention before we take your question.
But
Final
that,
comment.
Because a couple of times that Shashwat says that I think I'm also, there's one thing that I want to point out where this whole approach, yes, it's been a successful approach for MS where he is like taking things deep and all. My only thing is we've also seen him win matches when an Anfar Pathan when an Aksar Patel bowled to him and he smashed him for all those sixes and won his team the match as well. Now, if you're taking things so deep, as I have a problem with your 18th over going for just 6 runs.
No. That I think was fine.
No, I agree. Maybe they could have.
But what if you would have gotten out over there? You would have still not been able to back.
Because, then we are being very selective in our criticism for other players then. If this was anyone else, then you would have said that such and such player should have shown more initiative and intent in the 18th over.
But see, I don't want to.
But backing themselves to clear the ropes.
But other players haven't done it. While taking it deep. MS Dhoni has.
My point is, I don't want to discuss specifics.
I agree. That I agree.
Discuss the specifics. It's not about specific or what happened yesterday. Our discussion is the larger thing of MS Dhoni. So I don't forget what happened yesterday. You did a post-match discussion. I'm sure you discussed it.
Cumulatively just points to a very sorry state right now. And I don't like, as I said, there's an MS fan in me as well. And I don't like having this conversation around a man who's not just done terrifically well for the Indian team, but has done terrifically well for his franchise as well. He's the most celebrated captain as well. Plenty of things, but it cannot be that, as Fleming says, it cannot be that MS takes a call on how.
No, I am okay with if that is the case, but then it should be getting converted.
That's the right example in the team, and there can't be any exceptions.
No,
if
but
you want to make the team work, if you want to make it a winning team, then there can't be these exceptions, and players can't be taking their own call.
I think the yardstick for MS Dhoni can be different, and the only reason for that is that we have seen him take the game deep and win it, whereas with other players, maybe that's not the case.
Batting position,
no. I'm saying even I'm ready to take that also. With an MS Dhoni, the kind of how highly I rate him as a finisher, I'm ready to take that as well. But all I want at that occasion is that he wins most of the games then.
Though, because then there was a Ravichandran Ashwin who he scored the winning runs for us in Melbourne, right?
But too much difference.
A batter wasted. When we make 11s and all, we count Ravichandran Ashwin as an all-rounder, right? Nobody attributes him as just a bowler. You expect him to. He's been used as number 3, number 4, number 5 as a floater as well.
He has used himself.
Whatever it is, he's opened in DNPL also. So batter was wasted at the end of the day. So you can't be selective about it. Then he should have taken his chance.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that I agree.
It can't be that someday I will bat at 5, someday I will bat at 7, someday I will bat at 9.
But we've addressed that, no? That he needs to change his batting position.
Where is the clarity for the others then?
So, but we've already accepted it that he needs to bat at the position where he needs to be as a finisher.
5 to 7.
Nobody here is saying that no, he should decide the batting position.
People are forgetting the fact that there's a Jadeja in the team as well. There's a Ashwin.
But Jadeja also had equal role to play yesterday, to be very honest.
Then on some day you're a finisher for the team. Someday when Mai is not the finisher, then
no, he is a finisher. That is not something you're debating. He is a finisher. He needs to play the role of a finisher.
And Jadeja also, nobody really criticized him yesterday.
No, he also needs to be looked at. His strike rate is also similar.
But he said goodbye to T20 cricket anyways.
No, but that doesn't matter. MS has also said goodbye now, but he's playing the IPL. Doesn't matter if you said goodbye to that. You need to. But as I said, also in terms of what Harshit is saying that, those many games he's won or whatever, I think, as I said, you only remember few games from finishers. Maybe if he continues to play the role of a finisher here consistently, maybe you'll remember a few games. I think, no, it's very temporary. You'll fail for 2 or 3 games and one game you win, people will remember that. Who knows, MS might win you another game going forward.
Still remember that Aksar Patel game.
Yeah, exactly. That moment might still happen. But for that, he needs to bat at the right position, which is not having. Anyway, we want to take your comments. Do we have comments on this? We'll take that before we head to the preview, Shivam. Or you want us straight to head to the preview, we could do that. Okay, we've got Dhaibala. He says opposition players shake hands with Dhoni after the match. Hindi commentators like Raidu does. Jahan ji tusi great ho to. Acha, lot of people.
Yeah.
let's just try and do you think it's become too much of Dhoni? I mean, I do agree that day also I was listening in commentary, but the game was lost where he came out. I mean, okay, yesterday the game was on. In the previous game where he came out to number 9, commentators going like, "Arey Dhoni, unhoni ko." That I thought, है ना, Dhoni kar de, ye hai Dhoni. No,
but that happened with
is,
other players
is that
as well.
too much of
No, I think that's how
exaggerated commentary where you're going gaga over MS Dhoni on all occasions?
I'm not going to specifically.
No, I'm not talking about
I'm saying
one
in
commentator.
general, that's the general. That's the template of IPL. That's how it works on individual.
What do you feel?
No, I don't feel so.
I feel it's too much. It's too much sugar.
The template is wrong. But specifically MS Dhoni, because it's being followed for all the players, it's been followed for MS Dhoni as well. So specific incident of MS Dhoni, I don't feel that's wrong because that's the template. But the whole template in general is wrong.
Of going gaga over.
Yeah, over individuals.
Too much sugar coating. Yeah. Too much. I mean, be bit frank and honest. I would like that in commentary. It doesn't happen. Yeah, though you're going great. Everyone is great. Legend. This. Some balance has to be there.
He's made a lot of those careers as well, no? On the field at least.
It just is a bit too much to me. I don't know. I even want to know. I consider myself as an MS fan, as does, I'm guessing, all of us. But even us as fans of MS sometimes feel it's going overboard. So I'm guessing, like, even if you are an MS fan, I'm sure you sometimes must be feeling zyada hi ho raha hai. Like, you know, like even if you're the favorite player, whoever that might be, if it's an exaggerated praise or it keeps on going on, you tend to realize. And then you stop taking that seriously. And you say, oh, I'm not going to listen to commentary, because would you listen to commentary or analysis is that you really want to hear about your best players or team objectively. View. So you would want to hear when they're being criticized, yeah, what was wrong, or were they wrong or not, or when you're praising them, were they that good or not. But if you keep doing every time, then even as a fan you lose faith. And then it's no more fun, right? As a fan, if I'm an MS fan, I would like that praise once in a while. No, when he is doing well, then I'll value it. If every day you'll do it, then I also won't value it.
And it can't be happening in a losing cause. Like, you need to be rational about things. I'm just reminded of that saying that often gets quoted on in our comments. Gire fir bhi tang.
GTU. Shashwat will tell you more about it.
No.
Why Shashwat?
Gire to bhi tang upar.
I'm trying to improve that reputation of mine.
No, it's a good reputation. Right?
No, but the commentators
GTU.
seem to be living by that.
You know who
right
taught
now.
me this? Because you were talking about commentary. Mr. Sidhu.
Yeah, I think you mentioned this earlier.
I used to do shows with him. Many. He used to say, Sidhu is the original. GTU.
He came up with the abbreviation?
I don't know, but that's the first time I heard somebody use it.
So it feels
Gire
like
to bhi
that.
tang.
It feels like that. No better way of summing up the situation, I think.
Yeah. Dave, KKR should play. Acha, we're going to get to the KKR preview. Dave, we'll take your question. We're just finishing with the MS questions. Medan Shroff wants to know update on Rohit's test future. There is Medan. You can check out an article on indiatoday.in. I've written that. You can read that. We were supposed to do that today, but nobody reminded me. So,
Yeah.
our producer also. Today we were late because we were ill prepared.
I wasn't to be blamed today.
Yeah, because we were not ready with our. Tomorrow, Medansh has another question. He's joining us from the UK. He says, when do you stop putting... Okay, we'll get to that. It's related to today's
we'll
preview.
address all the MI questions in just a bit as we build up to that game as well.
Roaming with Gary. What is he saying? Go up, Shivam, please. Nikhil sir, I just want to say, if a player is either excellent or an average, his off-field activity should not matter with what he is doing on the field. That I agree with.
This
Anyone?
is with regards to?
I don't know, but in general, I agree.
This is a general statement.
A good player is a good player, doesn't matter what he does off-field.
Shane Warne maybe?
Yeah, lots of them.
No, I think what he is referring to maybe.
But that late revelation of sorts that happened yesterday.
Because of that. Yeah.
He could be a possibility.
How does that take anything away from him being a player? But I'm saying, even if it is not, in general, I always follow that philosophy. You got to judge a player based on how he does on the field. You oftentimes hear of players that he's arrogant, he's like this, or he does this. Doesn't matter if he's scoring runs, taking wickets, or whatever he's doing, great. And on the other hand, you can have somebody who's really nice off the field, but if it's not really turning up on the field, then that's the same thing. So yeah, I agree with that sentiment in general. At least players should be judged like that. Completely agree. Mayur Kashyap says, was Champions Trophy win a fluke? Reasons it makes him think like that is that India's performance badly versus Vellage and Vandase. Would India have won in the final if Sri Lanka played? Please comment. A good question, Mayur. I think they would have. I know what you're talking about, Vellage and Vandase, but you did see India's game against spin improve. Let's not forget that New Zealand themselves had 3 spinners in their lineup, decent spinners at that. Both the times that India did play. Remember, India also played Bangladesh, who had good spinners, who troubled India when India went to Bangladesh. But I think India were very well prepared for Champions Trophy. Not only did India's spinners look better than other spinners, but I think Indian batters, like we talk about weakness against spin, but look how well, let's say, a Virat Kohli batted. Spinners were his problem, his Achilles heel, but look how he stepped up. KL Rahul tackled spinners
Shreyas
well.
came to
Shreyas
the
Iyer, of course, has always been a
Even
good
though
player.
he disappointed in the test format of the match and of the game, and you're all questioning that this is a guy who's deemed to be a good player of spin. Wasn't quite happening in test cricket for him, but then works, plays a lot of domestic cricket as well, even though
He was out for almost 6 to 7 months.
longer maybe. But
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
No,
Point
less
being, he
than
honed his skills and
almost a year though. Yeah, last year this time only,
And,
na? January when he was dropped.
and yeah, India reaped dividends.
450k Thakur. Wow, that's an interesting name. He says, bro, Dhoni is bad, but why are other players like Jadeja playing even worse than Dhoni? Bro, I'm told last time too, Dhoni in the team due to brand value as well. You need money to run a franchise.
That's interesting.
No, see, nobody is denying. As I said, I don't deny the brand value that MS brings to the table. I don't deny the fact that he may also be helping the team with, inputs, performance, all of that. His brain may be working even though he's not capped. I agree. But if I was to take everything aside, put the brand value aside, put everything, I still think MS, the wicketkeeper batter, is quite a utility player. I would have him. That's what I try to answer. But I would not have him with a condition that he will decide where he can bat.
But I
I will
think
have him with a condition where we will see, depending on the team's need, he will go out to bat.
many people still feel the same way, that MS Dhoni is still a very big utility, because all the chatter that's been around this topic, it's been about where should he be batting. It's not been about if he should be going or
No,
not.
but after yesterday, I saw a lot of people saying he's not the same, he's lost the power, and which is okay, fine. That's an opinion. I do not disrespect anyone's opinion. If you ask me personally, I think he's the same, and any finisher will fail. As I said, a finisher will fail more often than he'll succeed. I think MS is same. Just because he comes with such a big tag and reputation that we think he's Superman every time he has to finish, won't happen. Some days he'll finish, some days he won't. The few days that he'll finish, you'll remember him for a long time. As with any finisher. Priyanshu says, Nikhil sir, masses don't care about these numbers, but I feel the common cricket fan is a little irritated. His retirement has become a joke now. His legacy can only go down, not up now.
I do sort of agree, because 2023 I think would have been the ideal way to say goodbye. One thing that was really interesting at that point, he said that that's the easiest thing for me to do. I just say goodbye. But the challenge is going to be if I continue with the team and make sure that there's a positive transition. That there's a positive transition over there. So I think that he took that as a challenge, and I think he's sticking to that as well. But ideally 23 could have been the year, but I think he's taken it as a challenge like he always does.
Okay, sure. We had those questions. Don't. Kushal Khurana is saying they mocked you for your age, uncapped trolls, but well played legend. Just bow down to you. You still showed your worth. You're still the greatest. Nerves of steel. Respect Sandeep Sharma. Sandeep Sharma to I
No, didn't you get how he wrote it?
It's one.
It's one towards going towards someone, and then the name is a drop.
No. What he's saying is that you think he's talking about MS
Yeah.
Dhoni, but yeah, I know that. But that's why I said I completely agree.
Even Sandeep Sharma.
Sandeep Sharma deserves all the
veteran
respect.
of the
You thought that it's
game.
going there.
I suddenly read Sandeep Sharma and I was like...
No, I saw that. That's why I'm saying that in all of this, let's not forget what Sandeep Sharma's contribution. He was outstanding, much better than last time. Go down. There was a question about that. Nietzsche, Shivam, I could see it, but then you moved. So, just okay. Cricket Highlights is saying CSK is playing MS Dhoni the brand, not MS Dhoni the player. It is what it is. Shashwat is right. Even I feel the same. No team will want current MS Dhoni the player with these terms and conditions. Yeah, you're right.
No, I was ready to take him with these terms and conditions as well. It's just that I want him to win all the games.
No, I won't take him with these terms.
No player.
MS Dhoni, I will take him if he's captaining also na with these terms and conditions. I'll still take him.
That I will make changes to the batting order.
He is.
Teams don't win.
I'm saying he has won an IPL with Rahane, Raidu, Robin Uthappa, Shivam Dubey, Tushar Deshpande. He can then see again. Nobody.
But
I
they
can't bank.
shuffling the deck every match.
I'm saying whatever he does after this, I think that's why I just say the yardstick is different because he's done it and shown it again and again. That's why I give him that leverage.
Because this is when you change MS's or when MS changes his position, it changes the position of two more batters. One that
batters are Ashwin and Jadeja.
So, are they going to be useless when, like I was saying, you count them as all-rounders when we talk about batting depth, those two
But
guys.
you don't expect them to chase 20 of 6 now.
Jadeja got you runs when MS could not in Ahmedabad 2 years back.
But that again, after
You
that,
can't-
there have been no
Then we are
return.
just belittling players for other players who've also won you matches. As you said, Jadeja is also not. Then we should be saying the same thing for Jadeja as well. That he will also not always finish things off for you, and will
He
have
has
more
not.
failures.
He has never just that
won
one game.
He won the entire title.
Yeah,
if
that
it
one
wasn't for
game.
his 6 and 4, CSK wouldn't have been
Yeah,
champions.
See now is that one game you remember.
Yeah.
Same will happen with MS. It'll be few games.
But it
That will be. That's how finishers are.
But it can't be this arbitrary, na, that I will just come up one day and say, okay, now there's a change in batting like that. It can't.
I
happen.
don't think
Batting,
that's how it
but
is.
I accepted the start. Batting order he can't decide. But he also cannot finish the game. Even if he comes at the right time with the batting order, all finishers will fail. That's what my point is.
On occasions.
Batting order is, I don't think that's the first thing we established. That
If
his
you need
batting
20
order he can't choose.
If you need 20 runs in an over, who would you want to send as your batter? Anybody across the globe, apart from Nicky P.
20 run. Oh, no, there are lots of them. I could send
One if you have to choose.
No, very tough. There's Tewatia, there's Andre Russell.
Chalo, 5 you can tell. 3.
Tewatia,
3,
Andre
not
Russell.
5, sorry.
Andre Russell, Tewatia, maybe Rinku Singh.
In the world, Tewatia.
Abhi IPL, who else is oh no, Klaasen maybe.
Not MS Dhoni.
MS also maybe. Klaasen is also not a finisher.
Hmm,
They're all
need middle order
batter.
blitz.
You don't need
Ashu,
Ashutosh Sharma.
Shashank.
I know.
Shashank, I can. I'd still send MS Dhoni.
MS also.
Yesterday he was hitting
You just
sixes at
need-
will,
I've
yeah.
seen enough of MS now. I think not. Because there's so much more cricket being played otherwise besides these 14-15 games that MS plays.
Yeah, but we've all made the point, no? So let's move forward. He does not want MS. I want MS. He wants it. Now we won't talk about it.
I don't want MS with these terms and conditions.
Correct. No, that too even I said. But no. The finisher. If he bats at the order that the team decides, you're okay to have MS the finisher?
Yeah, but it can't be 7 one day and 9 the other.
Arey, I just
Seven.
said that.
It's
Harshit.
according to the
If
situation.
the team decides where he
The
needs
team
to.
is to working in another universe altogether.
Arey,
like.
Harshit,
I'm saying
simple question.
situationally.
If the team is deciding, Fleming is deciding where he needs to bat, do you want him or not? In
Yeah,
the team?
I'll keep it.
That's it. Simple.
I'll keep
Let's go.
With a heavy heart.
No, not with a heavy
Happy
heart.
right now.
Chalo, we have a full preview to do. Come on. Abhishek Rawat says, add a meme section as well in your show at least once a week. Please, Shivam, take note of that. We do it quite a lot, but nowadays we become lazy. So Shivam Giri has not happened, I don't know for how many days. So we used to have it, but it's... Okay, on Saturday you had one? Okay. He says we had one. We'll have more of that. Okay, let's go quickly
Mr. Shekhar,
to
I think,
the...
is joining us.
To the questions we had about the preview, Shivam. Let's start with those. Okay. Dave says, KKR should play Moeen Ali every match, drop Spencer and bring in Chetan Sakaria. Moeen will add stability in the middle order, plus a good spinner. Dave, if you've been watching our show, that's exactly what I've said from the first game onwards. That is exactly what they should do. But they have not heard me. Maybe they'll hear you. Midansh.
Trough.
When do we stop putting MI's performance down to slow starts? Last few seasons, barring 2023, have been quite tough for them. Good question. Till how long will we keep saying it's okay?
But they won as well.
No, you're okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Slow starts are okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
Because I have a past precedent of winning.
So you're not worried. If you
I'd be worried
if
for-
you were an MI fan, would you be worried?
No.
I'll be worried. I'll definitely be worried. This time around, I know they have done it previously as well. We've seen them do it on many occasions. But this MI team is a very different MI team. I think we'll talk about this also, whichever way the result goes in the post match as well. I think then I can really talk about this point as well. But I still feel that this MI, I don't feel it has that in them that they might be able to bounce back. MIU has done it, but that's everything has absolutely changed 360 degrees from there. So that's why I don't feel.
Mr. Shekhar GTN from the US saying, Nikhil sir, your views on DSP's
Two arrests.
Yesterday, that game,
Siraj.
GT versus MI.
Siraj taking the
He
wicket
took-
of...
Acha,
Rohit
okay. Oh, he was outstanding. Acha, he wrote it and I actually was thinking, who's got arrested? Acha, dear. Oh, he was outstanding and I'm liking it. I want, he didn't have a great first game, but the way he's bounced back after that, he was on fire, then did the Ronaldo celebration as well. I like to see Siraj like that. He was also bowling the scramble seam I saw once again.
That's how he got Rohit.
Both
Exactly.
wickets in fact came scrambled seam. Ball moved away.
Lovely.
One
See,
it
for
came
Indian
inside,
cricket,
one
you
it
need
No,
a
one was righty, one was lefty. No?
fit and firing TSP. They even played Ishant Sharma.
Yeah.
I know, I saw that. Very
Sai
good.
Kishore again.
Sai Kishore and the whole.
That Hardik Pandya thing didn't.
I saw. But they hugged after that.
Yeah, but anything to do with their being together in one franchise, he didn't play much.
No. Later he said, I saw.
Yeah, he said
they are
that.
great friends,
Yeah, we did that.
And they
yeah.
hugged each other also.
Did that.
But I like Hardik Pandya. But when he was taking pangas with Sai Kishore, I didn't like him. That time I was like, see the performance. What Sai Kishore has
Sai
done.
Kishore has taken the place
and see
of
what
Boshi.
Hardik has done.
That day, Hardik was all...
But he's taking panga with the wrong person, yeah.
When Samba did that last time, he made it to the Indian team. Surya.
Okay, quickly. Will you take the questions?
Yeah.
Will you take the questions?
Yeah.
Come here then.
Let's go ahead. I love mutton biryani says that all players should step up. Been 5 seasons now. Stark at 12, KL at 14 is just an absolute steal. DC are looking good. SRH versus HCA president is just shocking. And PCCI is intervene. I didn't quite get that last bit. But yeah.
SRH versus HCA president is just shocking. BCCI interview. I didn't get this.
I didn't get those references either. Neither the last 2 bits of it. But I don't know, mutton biryani, if you can just help us a little more over there. But otherwise, yeah, Stark at 12, KL at 14. I was always okay with those kind of.
I think this is the SRH that venue that they would want to change the venue and they're not liking the current venue. It's about that.
The Hyderabad Cricket Association.
Yeah, it's about
that whole thing happened.
It's mostly about that only.
Moving on, we also have more comments which we will just take from you guys. Just give us a second as we try and figure those comments out. Mr. Shekhar says a very good morning to us, a very good morning to you as well. Says, as football fans, your views on Nehraji constantly circling the boundary ropes for 20 overs in the field and supplementing Gill's bowlers. I think I'm fine with that.
Yeah, even
I
I'm
see no
fine.
problem
That's
with
also
that.
working for them.
Yeah, it's working. He's that kind of personality as well, who's very outgoing. He likes having a good laugh with the players, as we've seen in the past. So, and it's sort of early days. It's still the second campaign only for young Shubman Gill to captain. He's still 24. We tend to forget that at times, and he's now being viewed as a future leader. So if he's getting those inputs, I'm completely fine. It's well within the ambit of the game, if you ask me. Your thoughts, Ashwat?
I think that's absolutely fine. I think that's how it should be, and that's exactly what Ashish Nehra is doing. I think it's a common consensus between the team captain and all the players, and I think that's how it's been with GT since the very beginning. That's how it runs. That's the culture. It was Hardik Pandya at that point also. It was the same approach. Now it's Shubman Gill. The approach is same. So I don't have any problem until and unless the coach isn't intervening and absolutely wanting things as per his plans. Then I think that's a problem. But I think what Ashish Nehra does is lets the bowlers execute their plans, and if they don't work, then he has his inputs. So I think that's an okay thing to do.
Yeah, Rakesh Bhushan says that nobody scores in every match. Ishan scored 100, celebrated as if Rahul Dravid is his only enemy, and then failed in 2 matches. Nikhil is right. One can finish couple of matches, not in every match. Yes, we heard that point as well. But yeah, Ishan Kishan, but again, long tournament, all eyes on Ishan as well. He was the other player besides Shreyas, who was sent on an exile of sorts. But long way to go for him as well. Shubham Garg says that
12 C+.
Why does he say so? 12
I think what he means is that Delhi will lose the next 12 games.
12.
Yeah.
I doubt.
Even I doubt.
I doubt that's happening.
But still, we have time to relax. Next game is far right now.
It's on the 5th of April. Yeah.
Your predictions for the game?
That one?
No.
That is a long way off.
MI KKR.
But yeah, MI KKR, let's spend some time talking about MI KKR as well. MI would want that home advantage to really come good for them. It's not been an ideal start. The only team that's not registered a single win in the tournament so far. But if they need something right now, I think they need to be playing at home. And in terms of the make of their team, I don't think the makeup of the team is going to change a lot from what we saw the previous time. But one thing that needs to happen if Mumbai are to change the results that have gone so far, I think you need a big opening partnership. I think a lot of things get resolved for Mumbai Indians if Rohit Sharma comes good. It's not about Rohit Sharma, the brand. It's not about Rohit Sharma being this captain that's led them to all 5 titles. But it's about Rohit Sharma, the batter, not coming to the party, as was indicated by Hardik Pandya after the previous match got over. He said that the batters need to come good, they need to come to the party. That's not happened for us till now. So I think a lot of things get resolved with Rohit can get runs. Suryakumar Yadav did get some runs the other day, as we saw 48 odd coming in just 25 deliveries. He's already crossed the 100 mark, as we saw in that graphic. 48 of 28 against the Gujarat Titans. But if the top order can contribute for Mumbai, I think this is exactly the kind of surface that they need. Flat conditions, home crowd. We know they can be very loud, the Mumbai Indians fans. And these batters will love this surface. This is where they've played the most. This is the kind of brand of cricket that they play as well. It's the approach that they have as well that suits this wicket. Be it Tilak, be it Surya, be it Rohit. Like the ball coming onto the bat. And know the small ground very well. So I think this is exactly what Mumbai need right now.
Yeah, so you're going the Mumbai way. Mumbai winning this game for you?
It's a tough competition, and Mumbai have had the wood over KKR, but that's historic because that's historical evidence. If you look at just the previous encounter, the previous 2 encounters in fact that happened in the previous season, both those matches were won by the Kolkata Knight Riders. However, I feel at some point Mumbai will get that first win, and maybe today. So I'm just going to be backing them, not on cricketing logic today, but I just think that one win is due for them. They're not that bad a side. Yes, they're missing Jasprit Bumrah, as would any side. You take Jasprit Bumrah out from the Indian side, they'll also struggle. Yes, they won the Champions Trophy even then, but then you wouldn't have won the T20 World Cup if there wasn't Jasprit Bumrah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be KKR, but we will come to know very shortly, and we will be joining for the mid-innings show as well. Right now, in 5 minutes away from the toss, so we will be joining you for the toss as well.
Yeah.
So
we'll take your leave, but we're coming back shortly. Sorry if we couldn't take all your comments, but we've got a long day ahead. We're only getting started here on Sports Day. We're going to be coming back live in the next 5 odd minutes. Moment the toss happens, we'll bring the team news to you. But for the mid innings and our long show right towards the end, which will be the post-match analysis of the match between the Kolkata Knight Riders and the Mumbai Indians. Do join us. That'll happen around 11:30. We'll go on past midnight. So yeah, look forward to your company and your thoughts at that time. For now, it is goodbye from Shivam, our producer, Sashwat, my colleague, and me.